Welcome back to Buzz TV. I'm Steve Strum. This morning we have a return guest, Summer Nichols from the law office of Summer R. Nichols. Good morning.
Good morning.
I said it right.
You did.
I did. Second time's a charm. So you are a family lawyer.
Correct.
That has a whole bunch of different things inside of that hood that you represent clients. This morning we're here to talk a little bit about child support, but in two different ways. One is I got married, got divorced, child support. One is I never got married, we split up, child support.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about what you're seeing today in the arena of taking care of kids after things don't go so well.
Okay, well, importantly, once you either get divorced or, like you said, you weren't married, but you have children, you separate, you have a breakup, Florida law requires that both parents have to support their children. Florida has a very specific child support formula called the Child Support Guidelines, and there are only certain things that go into that formula in order to tell people what the law says they need to pay to make sure their children are taken care of.
So when people are going through a divorce, what are some of the things when kids are involved that they use to calculate how child support is decided?
Right. So there are only a few things that go into this formula, and sometimes people get caught up with, well, my ex moved out of the house and lives with her parents and doesn't pay any rent, so why should I have to pay her support? Or things of that nature. But all that goes into this child support calculation is your income, your spouse's income, any health insurance cost for you, your spouse, or the children, any daycare or other child care costs related to employment, and finally, one of the most important things I believe people focus on in the child support formula is the number of overnights on paper in a court order that you have time sharing with your children. That can greatly affect the formula. That all goes into a calculation. We take into consideration the different tax consequences, child tax credits, and we get a number. And that's going to be what your child support is. There is some exceptions, but for the most point, that's what you're dealing with.
So you had mentioned something about the calculation of overnights. Often in my universe, which is in the financial spheres, I hear a lot of, oh, well, we have joint custody, which is 50-50. What's the difference between, oh, I have joint custody and this overnight calculation?
Right, good question. So for the most part, 99% of the time, you are always going to have what's called shared parental responsibility. That means you're always going to have, no matter what your actual time-sharing schedule with your children is on paper, 50-50 decision-making authority in regards to healthcare, in regards to education, any major decisions that affect your children. So shared parental responsibility should not be confused with when you actually see your children. These days, as far as a time-sharing schedule, the courts are really looking towards a lot of equal time-sharing schedules. It used to be, I want equal time sharing. Well, why do you want that? It's bad for the kids. Now it's, I want equal time sharing with my kids. Okay. And if the other parent says, I don't think that's a good thing, the court is saying, well, why not? Can you give us a good reason why you both shouldn't have equal time sharing? So we're doing a lot of week on, week off schedules, doing a lot of 3 nights, 4 nights, those things. The important thing to know in regard to child support is even if you agree on an equal time sharing schedule or the court orders an equal time sharing schedule, you still have to calculate that child support. If you have a spouse that makes a lot more income than you do, you're still going to be getting a monthly child support payment to make up the difference. We want the children to have, equal financial caring in both houses.
So if people have either gone through this already or are going through this, are just confused on what to do, what's the best way to reach out to you?
Okay. You can go to our website, summernicholslaw.com, or call us at 904-322-7702, or visit us on our Facebook page, Summer Nichols Law.
Well, thanks for joining us again.
Thank you, Steve.
Guys, thanks for joining us on Buzz TV. If you like us, share us. Remember, live with gratitude.